Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Thursday. It is the third day of November. It's National Housewives Day. Happy Housewives Day, Heidi.
Thank you.
National Sandwich Day. Ooh, happy Sandwich Day, Heidi. Do you want to... Oh, my goodness.
Is anybody going to point out that Housewives Day and Sandwich Day is on the same day?
Why would they do that?
That's pretty epic. I
National
love that.
Cashback Day and National Men Make Dinner Day. Yeah, you better. And it says must cook, no barbecue allowed.
Oh, that's funny.
That is, well, it's funny, but it's also a little bit disturbing. Somebody with a sick sense of humor like, oh, hey, let's do that. Let's submit them both.
My kind of sense of humor.
Make it
I
happen.
love it.
All right. And it is a Thursday. We have a Dear John letter today from a daughter-in-law whose mother-in-law treats her kind of like dirt. So that's not good. Treats her like a doormat. Going to be chatting about that and hopefully get some good answers for her to help her out. That is our Dear John letter that we'll have later in the program. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A new study says that girls routinely get higher grades than boys. And this bias against boys could mean the difference between passing and failing in some subjects, keeping them from being accepted into college or getting certain jobs. The results published in a British Journal of Sociology and Education show the standardized tests, which are marked anonymously. Girls typically outperform boys in humanities, language, and reading skills, while boys did better in math. But when the grades were awarded by teachers, girls did better than boys in all subjects. The authors of the study feel that teachers unconsciously reward students who exhibit traditional female behavior, such as quietness and neatness, because those students make teaching easier. They also suggest that inflated grades in math are a way of trying to encourage girls who are sometimes seen as weaker in that subject. That just seems really odd to me. The whole thing does. Does that seem odd to you?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very weird. But it is our survey, brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know while many use the terms sweet potato and yam interchangeably, they are completely different vegetables? Even though both are starchy tubers, they are not the same species or even in the same family.
Oh,
Yams are in the family of Dicoceriaceae. Nailed it. Which includes Chinese yam and air potatoes, while sweet potatoes are in the family of Convolvuluses. Nailed it. Which is the same family as morning glories. Yams are starchier than sweet potatoes and contain less sugar. White and yellow yams resemble a white potato when cooked. I didn't realize there was a difference. I honestly thought they were the same thing.
I did too.
But now we know. All right. We don't know everything, but now we know this. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Tim Burton says he's done with Disney.
I saw this.
Filmmaker shared his thoughts during an interview with Deadline. Deadline or Dateline? It says Deadline, but I wonder if it's supposed to be Dateline. He says that he doesn't plan to work with the company in the future after directing the 2019 Dumbo remake. Dumbo included the star-studded cast of Danny DeVito, Colin Farrell, Eva Green, Michael Keaton. Burton said that he started out with Disney, but was hired and fired like several times throughout my career, end quote. And that's why he believes his days with Disney are done. He said, I realized that I was Dumbo, that I was working in this horrible big circus, and I needed to escape.
Yeah.
The Beetlejuice director also said that Disney is currently focused on Marvel and Pixar and Star Wars content, saying the company is, quote, gotten to be very homogenized with, quote, less room for different types of things, end quote. Burton also said that he would never work on a Marvel film because he can, quote, only deal with one universe. I can't deal with multiverse. So there you go. Interesting
I'm
stuff.
getting really sick of all that Marvel stuff
Well,
anyway.
it's just not your thing. But
It's
if people
not.
like it,
Yeah.
they must because they're going out to see it. There you go. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by channelsurfertv.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. Funny names, kids give things. Anybody who's been around children know that they offer all kinds of creative takes on the English language. A recent viral internet post made this example. It says, when my son was younger, we didn't buy soda like Coke or Pepsi. So when we went to restaurants, he would ask for some black juice.
Oh, cute.
Another one says, my 3-year-old son calls mustard hot dog syrup. Another kid calls pants leg prisons to our oldest. Pants are leg prisons.
Oh, cute.
My daughter used to call a plain hamburger an airplane hamburger. It took me a while to figure it out since we had never been on an airplane, but it was a plain burger, not a cheeseburger. But she called it an airplane burger.
That's adorable.
My daughter called a head of lettuce a salad ball, and now that's what we will call it
that's cute.
forever. I babysat a boy that called lasagna spaghetti cake. My son calls the UPS truck the bubble wrap truck. What are some of the other things on here? Our oldest calls knives cut-its because we would say, do you want me to cut it? So he would say fork
that's cute.
and spoon and cut it. And then another one here. My almost 3-year-old son calls the bathroom fan. He calls it, ready for this? Poop wind. And
Poop
now
wind.
in our home, it will forever be called that. The bathroom fan.
Cute.
I think it's funny because kids, so many times just come up with things. They don't know. I remember our daughter used to just make up names for people. If she didn't know their names, she would just make up a name for them. I was like, who is that? Oh, Marty. And you're like, who's Marty? Like, that kid's name's not Marty.
Yeah.
She would just make up a name because
Like
she didn't
at
know
our
their
house, we celebrate Fred Johnson Day.
Yeah, she
instead
didn't know.
of Martin Luther King.
She couldn't remember the name. She just said Fred
She's like,
Johnson
we don't have
Day.
school on Monday. I said, what? It's Fred Johnson Day. Well,
I'm
who's
like,
Fred
what?
Johnson?
Fred Johnson Day? I looked at the calendar. I'm like, you mean Martin Luther King Day?
Oh, yeah,
yeah, that's it. Okay. She's 21 now. I'd like to say it's gotten better, but Scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
It's time now for
Dear John Letters.
Dear John, Dear John.
All right, I got a Dear John letter that I think this will be kind of an interesting one. I can't wait to see what Heidi has to say. But here we go. Dear John, my mother-in-law drives me crazy. I've been married to her son for over 3 decades. I do everything I can to make her happy, but she just doesn't like me. I drive her to doctor's appointments. I care for her lawn. I do pretty much anything I can to help her, but she treats me like dirt, and she always has. My husband was married before, and I think she liked his first wife better. She couldn't have liked her any less. I drive her all over town. I did the other day, and she didn't even give me a thank you, but instead, I got a complaint that it took too long, and she's going to miss a show that she wanted to watch. As I drove home, I literally cried about this. I want to be a good daughter-in-law, and I want to be a good person, but she drains me every time I spend time with her. She's in her 80s. At one of the stores, a lady saw how terrible she was treating me, and she said, I hope you're in her will. Made me laugh at the time because I'm not helping her because of anything like that, but I'm most likely not in her will. Do you think it would be wrong for me to just quit helping? There must be somebody else who could help her do some of this stuff. I think it's time for me to be too busy to help. Any ideas? Thank you. Doormat, daughter-in-law. That's really sad.
That is
I'm
very
so sad to hear it. I got to say, I feel very fortunate in the mother-in-law category. I've got an amazing mother-in-law.
I do as well.
And, well, your mother-in-law is my mom, and my mother-in-law is your mom. So we're
yes,
both
it
for those of you who are not following along at home, we are married to one another. But no, I just can't even imagine how awful it would be, though, if you were dealing with something like that. That just wouldn't be a lot of fun at all. So advice, do you think it's wrong of me to quit helping? No. Honestly, it's not really your responsibility.
No, it should be up to your husband.
I wouldn't even say that. I would say it's not up to the husband either. If she's going to treat somebody like dirt, she can hire somebody to drive her around.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not very nice to treat people poorly. And maybe, just maybe, she would learn to appreciate you if you weren't there. Because it sounds like she said, I've been married to her son for over 3 decades. So for over 30 years, you have been trying so hard to get her to just respect you. And maybe what it takes to get her to respect you is for you to not be there, for her to actually miss you and realize that, you know what? Maybe I should have been nicer to her.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could also be crazy. I remember when we lived in Nebraska, we had a friend who the mother-in-law in that situation, it was his wife's mother-in-law, so his grandmother.
Right.
And so it was a grandmother-in-law that treated the wife like dirt. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
And she was warning us how bad. She's like, oh, she's really kind of mean, and she's just kind of foul, and she's not very nice. And I was like, oh, I get along with everybody. It'll be fine. We get there, and it was like 3 minutes later, I'm looking at her like, can we leave right now, please?
Yeah.
Pretty please? I just want to go. And I get along with everybody. So sometimes it's just the person.
Sometimes people are just nasty.
Yeah, and for the most part, I don't know if there's anything you can do. But my advice, doormat daughter-in-law, is I would be busy the next couple times that you're asked to help do this. And if you're busy and she has to come up with some other plan and figure out another way, maybe, just maybe, she would actually realize that, you know what? She does a lot of stuff for me.
Yeah.
And if you're the one that's taking care of her lawn and you're the one driving her to doctor's appointments and taking her out shopping and doing all this stuff, you'd think she would appreciate that. But again, maybe you're trying too hard. You ever have that happen? Or it's like they're trying way too hard.
Yeah.
And then that's one of the things they don't like. It's like, I don't like it because you're weak. You're trying so hard. So maybe if you just go, not available, can't help you. Do you think that would help or do you think that would make it worse?
I don't know.
Now, if you haven't tried that, I would certainly give it a try. Do you have any advice here for doormat daughter-in-law?
No, I really don't. I mean, the Bible very clearly states once you're married, then that is your new family.
Yeah.
So if your husband is expecting this of you, that's unfortunate because that's not really what is supposed to happen. And especially if you're not being treated well for it. So
I think what I would do is I would say, hey, if you need a ride, here's how you get an Uber or a Lyft or a taxi. But I'm really busy that day. I didn't even tell you what day. Yeah, whatever day. I'm busy that day.
that's unfortunate.
All right. If you would like to chime in with advice, far more than Heidi has, hopefully, because Heidi's actually kind of quiet about this one. But if you'd like to chime in with advice, you can do that at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are more than 7,000 different Caribbean islands or Caribbean islands, but only about 2% of them are inhabited.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 7,000. So we could get an island maybe.
We sure could.
Probably couldn't afford it, though. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Most alcoholic beverages contain all 13 minerals necessary to sustain human life. So they're saying you could survive on it if you had
sure
to.
could.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The marshmallows and Lucky Charms are technically not marshmallows. They're marsh bits.
Okay.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
J.R.R. Tolkien typed the entire 1,200-page manuscript for the Lord of the Rings trilogy with just 2 fingers. That's kind of how I type, too, though, really. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Owls cannot move their eyes. They're forced to turn their entire head.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I've done that when I've had a sore neck.
Yeah.
Like,
a lot more lately than I care to admit, actually.
And our final fun fact for you,
What's
Heidi.
that, John?
The role of Dirty Harry that, Clint Eastwood made famous was written for Frank Sinatra.
You hear
of
that
how
all the
different that
time.
would have
I cannot
been.
imagine
Me
him
neither.
in a lot of the roles. He was
Yeah.
supposed to be for Die Hard,
Yeah,
too.
John McClane was supposed to be him, so it would have
Yeah.
been interesting. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! It's brought to you by Mintervention.com. Oh, interesting. 64% of children refuse to eat this at Thanksgiving dinner. What is it? 64%.
Oh, at Thanksgiving. Turkey.
No. Yams.
Well, I don't blame them.
Heidi's not a fan of yams. This is the second time we've talked about yams today. It must be getting close to the holidays
It
or something.
really
'Cause
is.
All of a sudden, all the stuff that I'm getting off the internet, it's all talking about holidays. Oh, don't worry. Coming up, we're going to talk about Christmas. I'm not ready for any of this. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for some weird news brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. Can we just pump the brakes? We're talking about Christmas already? Here's a list of
It'll
what
be
is
here
expected.
faster than you think.
I know. A list of what is expected to be the most in-demand toys among kids this Christmas. This is according to Walmart Canada. That's where this list came from. Barbie Dream Camper Vehicle Playset. So
Okay.
that is something that's been around for a long time, by the way. Your aunt has one
Yeah,
of
she
those.
had a Barbie camper.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hot Wheels Action Spiral Speed Crash Track Set. That's a lot of words right there.
It is a lot of words.
Another one. LOL Surprise OMG Fashion Show Hair Edition. This is why it's weird news, because I don't even know how to pronounce some of this stuff. Like this one. Rainbow Corn's Puppy Corn Rescue Surprise. What? How about this one? Magic Mixie's Crystal Ball Pink. These are toys. I'll leave this one for last. How about this one here first, though? Lego Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Starfighter. I could see that. And the final one on the list here of weird news for today. Smashers Dino Island Giant Skull. What?
Huh.
Does that just seem like a bunch of random words all thrown in one?
It does.
All right. I don't know what most of those things are, but apparently they're going to be hot. Weird news brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. These are my favorite things. Heidi hates these. It's questions plaguing humanity. Humanity. Why are chickens called? What are chickens called if they're scared to do something?
Oh,
What are you,
funny.
chicken? Yeah, I actually am a
Yeah.
chicken. Is it only coincidence that stressed is the word dessert spelled backwards? Could be. How about this? Question plaguing humanity. Why does your favorite song always come on the radio right when you need to get out of the car? I've noticed
Every
that. Happens a lot.
time.
How about this one? Practice makes perfect, but if nobody's perfect, why do we even practice?
That's a great point.
How about this one? If you plant wildflowers in your yard, are they still wildflowers? That's a good question. And our final question, plaguing humanity. How come foods that are good for you tend to seek the back of the refrigerator?
That's true.
They do get pushed in. Or down in that drawer.
In the drawer
Open
that
it up, you're
nobody
like,
looks in.
Oh, I had 7 other heads of lettuce
Yeah.
jammed back here. I just bought another one. questions plaguing humanity. That is the list, brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of insurancechicken.com. Our quote today from George Carlin. We've had several George Carlin quotes.
Him.
This one is, I was thinking about how people seem to read the Bible a whole lot more as they get older, and it dawned on me. They're cramming for a final exam. I like that. That is pretty clever. It is the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of insurancechicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. Here's a headline, Heidi. Police officers go beyond the call of duty to help a grieving woman. This happened in Nebraska. Police went above and beyond the call of duty when a grieving woman needed some extra help. What started as a rescue call ended with an act of kindness thanks to a pair of La Vista police officers. That's right by Omaha.
Okay.
Officer John Danderand and said that they arrived at Karen Resiju's house and they found her husband unresponsive. After multiple rounds of CPR, medics declared the husband deceased. Oh. She had a lot going on. She had some neighbors stopping by, trying to figure things out, get information from her. She had mentioned about 3 times that she had to get a cake frosted. They were supposed to be attending a funeral that morning. The officers frosted the cake for her and then delivered it for her. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
One of the officers, Craig Goman, snapped a couple of photos to serve as a memory down the line. They captured as part of the job things that go on behind the scenes. So she was just more worried about everybody else than herself. And it struck me that it was her kindness. It was just what a kind person she was. And he said, for me, it was a small gesture for us to be able to try to help do something nice for her. It was a very somber day, but this made it a little bit sweeter. So they just showed lots of kindness, going out of their way, she said. So what a sad day. And she was trying to get this cake frosted, but people were stopping in and, all kinds of stuff going on.
Sure.
And she didn't want to ruin somebody else's day because she was already going to a funeral. Then her husband passed away. So,
wow.
And I'm sure anybody involved in that entire exchange would have understood if she said, hey, I can't bring a cake. I'm really sorry. My husband passed away. They wouldn't be going, really? You're going to let us down? Come on.
Exactly.
But I think it's really cool that they helped and they even delivered it for her. How cool is that?
That's really great.
All right. It's your good news. Comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.